Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I am currently in Laguna Seca for the last race of the IndyCar Championship, but just wanted to take some time to do a video about pit stop. Pit stop is a very crucial moment in Formula One. You can win or lose a race through a pit stop, and that's what I like to call Formula One team sport. But first of all, make sure you subscribe, you like, you leave a comment, and as always I will try to answer and get back to you. So pit stop. Pit stop in Formula One is a crucial moment. That's where you can win or lose the race. It's a team sport because without your mechanics to do the pit stop, you wouldn't be able to win the race. Without the engineers being able to set up your car, you wouldn't be able to win the race. This year, the strategy hasn't been the best point of the Ferrari team, the pit stop neither, so I thought it was a pretty good time to jump on that subject and explain to you a little bit how it works. When you enter the pit lane, you press the pit speed limiter. That will automatically set up the car at 80 km an hour on most of the pit lane. I think Monaco and Zandvoort are at 60, but most of the time it's 80 km an hour. So you press the button, you can go full throttle, the car won't go above 80 km an hour. Then you're down the pit lane. Obviously, depending who you are, the world champion team Mercedes this year, they have got the first box, so they have what we call an easy in all the time. The entry of the pit box is gonna be clear and easy to enter. Or if you're last in the championship, you have an easy out because there's no one in front of you to exit. So those are the two kind of best spot for pit stop. And then you're onto the pit lane, 80 km an hour. You do your switches, you change your mode, you normally reset your brake balance, your shapes, everything you can reset in the car to put a new set of tires, because of the previous round you have actually modified a few things to get on with the tire degradation. Then look at the mark on the ground. You see a big central arrow. That's where you're gonna kind of first aim for. Put that in the center of your car, and then every driver's got a different preference on how they want the sign. I like it to be on my front left tire. That's my stop sign. On top of the tire, width of the tire, that's where I need to be to stop. But just before stopping, press the neutral button. So second gear, get close to the box, start to be on the brake, neutral button, go in. So you don't have to worry about pulling the clutch, turning the wheel. You're free to just turn the wheel, no clutch needed. Stop the car. As soon as the car is stopped, the guy's gonna come on the front and the rear jack, and the car's gonna shake quite a bit. On the foot on the brakes, pull the clutch, engage first gear, go on the pre-start rev. You will normally see on the dash the green light in the middle illuminated. That means the driver is on the throttle. The throttle map, it's a very complicated 3D map, but it's designed at around 10% throttle application. There is like a torque hole, as long as the engine speed is not high, so you don't have it on track, you only have it in the pit. So onto that hole, that's gonna hold the pre-start rev limiter. You're there, car drops on the ground, light goes green, drop the clutch to 50%, start moving, obviously turn around the car in front of you, and then drop the clutch again. First gear, second gear, back on the pit limiter, and when you get to the line at the end of the pit limit zone, press the pit button again. Free to go. New tires, so normally you've got a good grip unless you go to hard compounds. They can take a couple of laps to warm up, but that's a key moment. So in lap, that's where you discharge the battery quite a lot, because in the pit lane you can recharge the battery, and then out lap you kind of discharge the battery quite a bit because you've some extra energy that you spared in the pit. So you've got two modes, one for in lap, one for out lap, and then back onto the racing mode, and you keep going. That's pretty much how pit stop goes. In the car, you do feel if it's a good or bad one. If it's a good one, just by the time you stop, the car goes up in the air, you pull the clutch, engage first gear, go on throttle, car drops down, off you go. When it's a slow one, you can see in your mirrors, or you can see in front if it's the front star, and you know it's going slow. As a driver, it's always a cool feeling when the mechanics do a really good pit stop. It's like up, down, off you go. That's an amazing. If you're watching IndyCar, it's very different. I think in Formula One it's 3 mechanics per wheel, so that's 12. There's one that holds the car, so that's 13. There's one at the front, one at the rear for the jacks, that's 15. Around 15 mechanics. If you guys have been following IndyCar, it's a very different pit stop. Procedure is pretty much the same. Go in the pit lane, pit limiter on, engage neutral, stop on the box, reset your tools. We have the roll bars, front and rear bars, brake balance. But what we have is that we only have one mechanic per wheel, and we've got the fuel. So in IndyCar, the fuel takes about 6.7 seconds for a full tank. So that's your target for changing the wheels. It doesn't need to be in 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Only has to be in 6.7 seconds because the fuel is normally your limiting factor. So as a driver, you're in the car, neutral, you cannot engage first gear as long as the fuel probe is out of the car. So that's a limitation that we do have in IndyCar. So you kind of have to watch in your mirror to see when the fuel comes out, then engage first gear, then you look at your chief mechanic mechanic that sends you. We're much more like a Formula 2 type of pit stop with one guy per wheel, so they have to unscrew the wheel, take it out, put it down, take the new one, put it up, and gun again the wheels. So obviously they're a little bit slower. The other difference that we don't have a front or rear jack, man. We've got air jacks under the car, so someone plugged air pressure into the back of the car, air jack comes, car goes off the ground, they can change the tires, air jacks out, back on the ground, off you go. Kind of a different style. I think both are really cool in Formula 1 because in 2.5 seconds you can have 4 wheels change. In IndyCar, because there's much more, I feel like, human factor, things that can go good or bad, and I like the air jacks going up and down. I think they have that in endurance as well, and GT cars and DTM. I believe Formula 1 don't use it because it's too heavy, but in IndyCar the pit stop are so, pit box are so small that you wouldn't even have the space to use a jack at the front and the rear without being on the other guys, the one behind or in front. So yeah, within the history of pit stop, there's been a lot that gone good, that gone bad. Recently we saw Ferrari in Zandvoort not having the rear wheel ready. That was pretty crazy. I remember Felipe Massa in Singapore going with a fuel hose when they were still doing refueling. There's been some ones and some really good ones, and some pit strategy that are just perfect and get you win. So pit stop is a key moment of the race, and you do want to get it right. I think that's it for today, guys. As always, thank you for subscribing, thank you for following. I love to meet you on the street and you talk about the YouTube channel, something I've been trying to do, and I hope I'm doing good. So I'll see you very soon for more.